It's a horrible picture. Jen A is the first one back. And then there's Tony Draper. Unbelievable. So here's the weird part. We'll give it a second here. We're going to get into this in a second. All right. Here's the weird thing. Let's talk about this really quickly. So before, when we were having all those issues, part of it was maybe the camera. I don't know. Okay. It looked like it was partially the camera. Guys, hold on one second. Hold on. Come on. All right, I'm sorry. Buddy was outside wanting to come back in. All right, so before, issues were with the camera, right? That's what I thought. Now, all of a sudden, last stream, we had 2 takes. This stream, we just had problems. We were at 1,300 people in this stream, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's gone. You know, that's very strange. And tell me, now I know it's not the camera. I know it's not my internet. So tell me what it is then. What is the other alternative, right? Unbelievable. So anyway, again, before we get started here, let me just say, if there is another interruption with the stream, which let's hope that there's not, I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. Okay. Again, control. It's all about control. They don't like what you're saying, they're going to cut you right off, which I think is ridiculous. That's absolutely censorship. And you know, because I state my opinion, how is that? You know, I'm not telling you these are the facts and you need to listen to exactly what I say and you should follow me and blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying any of that nonsense. I give my opinion. You can use your own free thought to figure out what you think is true or not true. It's, you know, that's the beauty of being in the country where supposedly we're free, but unbelievable. Yeah. So, but anyway, what are you going to do? But anyway, so again, you know, if we have any interruptions again, I will get right back on. So, I'm going to tell you what, I've been being censored, in my opinion, for quite a while. They've held me down. My channel, guys, I'm going to tell you what, my channel was juggernauting along. I was doing just unbelievable. And then all of a sudden, it was like somebody put the brakes on. And all of a sudden, how many times, and there's a lot of my subscribers on here that have contacted me, so I couldn't say this if it wasn't true. They said I was unsubscribed and it wasn't me that did it. So they were like, didn't realize they were unsubscribed. We're not getting the notifications. And then bam, they had to come back in and resubscribe again. I could not tell you how many people have said that to me. A ton of people have. So this is not like anything, anything new. You know, anybody that is not going along with the program, and I'm never going to go along with the program. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to do my observations and talk about those type of things. Again, I think it's really, really important that we question everything. A lot of other channels are having the same problems. Oh, I believe it, Lloyd. I believe it. Lloyd Kirk just said that. Yeah, it was amazing for a long time how, you know, all of a sudden I went from, okay, so I was on, this gives you an idea. I was on a roll for months, literally months, where it was 100+ subscribers a day I was getting for my channel. Okay. And this is going back, not this year, but last year. I was 100 new a day. Boom, boom, boom. It was unbelievable to watch. Right. And then all of a sudden I go from 100 subscribers a day down to maybe 5, then maybe -3. You know, I was still getting the views. People were still watching. But again, it was like even just the other day, I'll give you a good example. As I'm watching on here, you know, and it wasn't after a stream, it was just a random middle of the day type of thing. And I watch my numbers and see where they're at and stuff like that. I lost like 25 subscribers, boom, just like that. That's not 25 people all at once decided, screw Prepper Nurse 1, I'm not watching him anymore. That's somebody flipping a switch and unsubscribing people. That's how it's done, okay? So for whatever reason it happens, it's a game. So, you know, I could get completely pissed off and frustrated. And it does get frustrating when you're doing a stream and you have a decent crowd in there and you're having a great discussion and they do that. It's very frustrating and it's irritating, but it happens. There's not a whole lot I can do about it, unfortunately. So it's one of the games that we play with YouTube. I'm going to be consistent. I'm not going to deviate from who I am. Again, I try not to do fear mongering. It's not about fear mongering to me. It's about being prepared, being as ready as we possibly can be, and just, paying attention to what is going on. There's a lot of things going on that we need to pay attention to other than the election and the virus. So we need to be paying attention to everything. Look at what bills they're trying to sneak through different states, okay? After the 20th of January, let's pay really close attention to what happens at that point forward, okay? I'm not making any predictions. I'm not saying nothing. I'm going to let it play out the way ever it's going to play out. We'll see what happens. I mean, anybody that watches this channel knows where I stand, okay? I don't want Creepy Joe as my president. I don't want somebody that likes to sniff little girls and touch children inappropriately on camera. If he's doing that, here's the question that I have. If he's doing that on camera, they've showed it over and over and over again. What's he doing off camera? Just a question. Just a question. Unreal. But it is what it is. Some people think that he's the next best thing to sliced bread, but this is somebody that's been a career politician, and what has he accomplished up to this point? You know what I mean? So, Ed, Black Scout Survival Channel had a live chat deleted by YouTube today. Oh, hold on a second. Which he titled Patriots Awaiting Orders. Yeah, so you got to be careful. You got to be careful. And that's the thing is, it's like that can be construed is, inciting insurrection or whatever the case may be. I said this the other day, and I'm going to say this again. If you get yourselves jammed up and you end up in a jail cell or you end up dead, how does that help your family or your group moving forward when, not if, when SHTF happens? How does that help them? It doesn't, okay? So again, I'm a big believer. Again, people say, oh, well, you're just scared and you're just not going to do anything. It's not about that. It's not about being scared. It's not about being willing to do what is necessary, okay? My job as a father and is a member of my group, my job is to make sure that we are safe, that we survive whatever happens, no matter what, that we take care of business. If I'm sitting in a jail cell and SHTF happens, what good is that? How am I helping my group? Because I had to go, show that I'm a tough guy and go and start something? No. I will sit back and I will wait. When something happens, which I truly believe that it will, it's a matter of time, okay? When something happens, we will react at that point in time, okay? I had to unsub and resub, going to have to catch up. Love your stuff. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's amazing. Like I said, so many people, there's all kinds of issues. Hey, Math, Music, and Life. If Biden stays in watch for red flag laws, social credit score from Equifax, insurance companies, etc. So let's talk about that really quick. Let's talk about something. And this is what I find, and I just saw this today too, which I thought was a great point. Thank you very much for the statement. I appreciate that. And thank you very much for the donation. So let's say they want to enact travel cards so that you have to prove that you've had your vaccinations, right? They want to have that. Let's say they do that. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying let's speculate that it happens. So they want to do that, but they don't want to have voter registration cards to guarantee that you are who you are, so that your vote counts for you and you only and nobody else. Does that make any sense? Why? Why would they not want that? We have to have ID for everything else. If you want to drive your car, you better have identification. If you drive your car, you better have car insurance, because if you don't, and if you try to be, you know, I'm not driving, I'm traveling, that nonsense with those freaking people, you know, that don't work. They don't care. You'll end up in jail. Okay. You know, what do they call, I'm trying to think of what those people are called. Sovereign citizens. That's what it is. Okay. It don't work. Okay. And 9 times out of 10, sovereign citizens are people that have lost their license because of doing stupid stuff in the first place. Okay. So that's why they're going to continue. I'm going to do whatever I want to do and I don't care. Well, that's a good way to get locked up. Okay. Again, why put yourselves in situations where when the time comes, you cannot take care of what needs to be taken care of? And that's my stance on it, okay? That's my stance on it. Guys, I see we're back up to almost 1,100 people in the chat. We're at 419 on the thumbs up. I'm going to ask again really quickly, if you would shoot a thumbs up. I would appreciate that, showing support for the channel. Thank you ahead of time for that. Hidden Pines Homestead, those that with that's how the presidential votes went. The flip of a switch and voters change. Good chat tonight. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And I don't disagree with you on that. I absolutely believe that the election was stolen. That's my opinion. Okay, so please don't crucify me for saying it, but I think that's the case. What happened in Pennsylvania, no way, no how could it have happened. No way. So that's just my opinion. And that's it. Okay. But anyway, also, again, shooting a thumbs up, it really helps with the algorithms. So thank you for doing it for that reason as well. The interaction is better. It throws us up higher in the rankings with the algorithm. So thank you for that reason as well. Also, I love to see a lot of thumbs up. So that's obviously the third reason I like to see that. So thank you for that reason as well. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So really quickly, and hopefully we don't have any more interruptions and we get to the rest of the stream in with no issues, I want to talk about my website really quickly, and then we'll move on. The Prepper Nurse One community that we have on preppernurse1.com. So go to preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse One community, which is for you guys to connect with like-minded people. You do have to register, but it is totally free. There is no credit card information asked. It's a great place to network with like-minded people. If you want to just go in and read the message boards, it's there for that. If you want to try to connect with somebody in your state or your country, definitely use it for that reason as well. Okay, so definitely take advantage of that. All right. It's private, obviously, because that's why nobody can just come in and see what's going on there. So definitely take advantage of that. The second thing I want to talk about is Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. Again, if you go to my website, preppernurse1.com, you will see their icon. If you click on that, it will take you to their website. The important thing now, if you decide to make a purchase on their website with their CBD or hemp products, make sure you use the discount code PrepperNurse1, number 1, not ONE, okay? You'll save yourself 15% on your purchase. So make sure you do that, guys, because we've had some people that did not take advantage of the discount. And so I want to make sure you guys do that. Once they let me know whatever the sale product is for this month, I will let you know that as well. I got to talk to him. I got to give him a call. So, but again, that's there for you guys to help you out. I wanted to make sure there was a discount involved in that, so that is there for that as well, okay? And that's not going to change. That 15% discount is going to be there. They have other products that are going to have sales on. I will let you know when they have. But again, CBD products are fantastic to have. They really help with a lot of different things, a tremendous amount of things it helps with. Also can be used for your pets as well, so that's a really good thing, all right? The third thing is, again, you go to my website, preppernurse1.com. If you click on store, it drops down. You'll see Legacy Foods. You click on that. What they have available is on there. Definitely take advantage of that as well, okay? The products are there. Long-term food storage, 25-year shelf life, GMO-free. It's made in the United States. It's something that I have in my preps as well, and I will do this really quickly so people don't think that I'm talking out of my wazoo. Legacy freeze-dried foods. There's a bunch of them right there. So here we got Lucy, Molly, Buddy, and over there is Max. So there's everybody's cat sighting for the night. Oh, hold on a second. I missed somebody. Hey, Prepper Days. Ever since we did testing at work, I keep getting the text 4 apps for my results. Oh, think it's tracking. Heck no, the job can tell me themselves. Ah, I gotcha. Yeah, you know what? I would wait for the job to tell me too. I wouldn't like, yeah, I don't know where Bella went. She's probably going to getting something to eat. Bella's been with me all day. I'll tell you what, Bella, if Heather's not home, if Heather's not home, Bella's in this bed. And if she's not in this bed, she's over by the food dish. So she's either one of those two places. All three of the dogs are in here on the floor as well. So yeah, so I got what, 1, 2, 3, 4 cats in here and 3 dogs at the moment. Um, it's awesome. I like I said, they're my children. I love them. They're awesome. Somebody just noticed that Mr. Lucy has 7 toes on his front feet, which he does. He's a good cat. He is really good. He was driving me nuts here a little bit earlier, but he's a good cat. So, but yeah, they like to hang close. So, anyway, let's get back to what we were talking about here. A lot of craziness. Again, I'm going to encourage people, pay attention to what's going on other than the 2 things that we talked about that they're pushing out there because they want us to pay attention to those things. Obviously, the election and the virus, those are what they want us to focus on and not all the other stuff. Let's pay attention to the other stuff as well, okay? Moving forward, who knows what is going to happen? I don't have a tremendous amount of hope. I really don't. It's sad that I actually have to say that. I don't have a lot of faith in mankind. I've seen, let me just say this. There's a tremendous amount of good people out here, a ton of great people. And there's a lot of people that'll try to work together, that'll try to help each other in a post-event. But those of us that prep are the ones that really can make a difference in a post-event. I don't just prep for myself, my group, and my family. I prep for the people that didn't think about it ahead of time. And if we can add them into our group and they can, bring some value and help to the group and they're willing to work, like everybody in this group, including myself, it's not like, and I've said this before, and I think this is important. You lead by example. That's how the true leaders lead by example. So if I sat back in a lawn chair and said, you do this and you do that and you do this, and I'm going to sit here and drink an espresso while you're all doing that, that's crap. That's not leading. Okay. That's being a dictator. A leader is going to say, listen, this is what we need to get done. So Joe, you and this group take care of that. You guys take care of this, and we're going to take care of this. And you work on different projects and you work on them together and you get things done. That's the way you lead. And everybody works or you don't eat. That's how I feel about that. Now, obviously, if somebody's sick, they're having an issue and they can't work, that's totally different. But if you think you're going to lay around in your butts in a post-event here, sadly mistaken, not going to happen. But better not even come because that's not how it's going to go here. And that's just me. That's how I feel. I feel that if you're willing to put in an effort in work, then we accomplish things, and that's what it's all about. Again, who knows when something's going to happen, guys? There's no timetable. It's not necessarily going to be a nice spring and sunny day when everything goes to crap. That's not how it works. Generally, it happens when you least expect it. And again, a worst case scenario that would be the most devastating would be in the wintertime. And that's my opinion, because you are not going to be able to go out and get those wild edibles. You're not going to be able to forage for apples or pears out of pear trees and, and blueberries and peach trees and stuff like that. That stuff is not going to be available, in the middle of winter. So those are things that people really need to think about. In the good old days, well, hold on a second. Hold on. In the good old days, a man like Biden was called a dirty old man. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Do you think anything happens with the current Iran tension? There is a lot of tension with China. There's tension with Iran, but I'm telling you, and I've said that just like North Korea, okay? North Korea is not a threat to the United States. Iran is not a threat to the United States. China is absolutely 100% a threat to the United States. They have intentions of being the #1 superpower, and the only way you get to be the #1 superpower in the world is to take out the superpower that is in power now. Again, we are way too reliant on power. That is our Achilles heel. That is what's going to be our downfall in this country, in my opinion. Okay, that is our weak point. They're never going to come. Nobody's ever going to come into this country and invade us because everybody's armed. So the agenda, number one, we got to disarm everybody first. That's the agenda. So I don't understand why these lunatics think that disarming the American people is a good thing, because it's not. Okay, and I love when they call it common sense gun control. This nonsense as well. Common sense gun control is being able to put my round on target down line. That's gun control to me. Okay, being able to hit my target at 300 yards on a regular basis with not a problem doing it. That's gun control. So, but it's we have to be careful. We got to be smart. This is the thing, guys. We have to be smart. Okay, just like you said, they took that video down to that guy, and he's like, Patriots awaiting orders. That's not smart. That's inviting trouble to yourself. Why do that? Okay, you can talk about, possibly doing that or whatever the case may be, if that's what you want to do. Okay, again, waiting orders from who? Who are you waiting? Who are you waiting to tell you what to do? Okay, anybody that's watching this channel, we got 1,300 people in the chat right now. Any of you watching this channel, your responsibility, your number one responsibility is to your families, to your groups. That's who you're responsible for. And that's who you better be looking out for. Okay? That's in my opinion. That's who you need to be watching out for. Be smart about this, guys. Don't get yourself in a situation where you get in a crowd and something happens, and now they're like arresting people for inciting violence and and all this type of stuff, or being in a crowd and having some lunatic from the other side decide that's a great day for target practice. Okay, not smart. And again, with the virus out there, why are you going to be in a large crowd anyway? Why do you want to be in a large crowd? Okay. Do I believe the virus is real? Absolutely, I do. Okay. But again, as we've talked about many, many times, are they manipulating things? I absolutely believe that they are. They're inflating numbers. I absolutely think that they're doing that. When they're counting deaths from other things as a death from the virus, that's an issue. Okay. That is an issue. And so, we need to be smart. That's the biggest thing. What we need to be doing too is continuing to prep, continuing to get ready. Hey, Router. Sorry I'm late, Ed. Hope you had a great holiday. Thank you very much. Yes, I did. I just chilled out last night. I did not go anywhere. And I encourage everybody else to do the same thing. But yes, it was very nice. I talked to my daughter today, and I said to her, I go, "Don't you love me anymore?" And she goes, "Well, of course I love you, Dad. Why?" I go, "Well, you haven't talked to me since last year." Ha ha ha. Yesterday. So very funny. Just a goof. But so just so you guys know too, I talked to Eddie recently as well. That's my son has been living with his mom now for a little over a year, and the virus took hold, and they basically hide in the house, and that's what they do. So but I am still talking to him. I love my son very much, and I miss him. Hopefully when the weather breaks and we get into spring, I want him to come up and see what we've done up here, because he hasn't been here in over a year. So but again, stripped all the Second Amendment stickers from my truck, and yeah, gray man is the way to go. Low profile. Don't try to cause trouble. You can speak your mind. There's nothing wrong with speaking your mind, but why? It's just like, okay, so here's a great example. Okay, let's say I'm a huge pothead, and I love weed, man. I love weed, and I want to smoke all the time. So on my car, I put all kinds of Grateful Dead stickers, and I put all kinds of pot symbols on my car. You know what that does? That tells the police, hey, here's a moron. Let's pull this idiot over, because he's basically advertising that he is on drugs. Okay? That's all you're doing when you do that. You can, if you want to smoke pot till you're blue in the face, knock yourself out. Okay? But again, why advertise? Why draw unwanted attention to yourselves? Okay, here's another great example. Okay? I love motorcycles. Love riding motorcycles. Anybody that watches this channel knows I have a Harley. I love my Harley. 1% clubs. Let's talk about that for a second, all right? And I've thought about it. I have been invited many times to join or partake and get involved with 1% clubs, right? Why haven't I done that? I love the camaraderie. I love the brotherhood. But what also comes with that, I don't want to be involved with. What comes with it? Let's say, and I'm going to use, since they're local in our area, we'll use the Hells Angels as an example, okay? So in Rochester, New York, we have a Hells Angels chapter. Any of the other clubs are basically little pawns of the Hells Angels. The Hells Angels are number one in this area, okay? If I'm walking around and I'm a Hells Angel, I am a huge target for the cops. They're going to single me out every time I'm on that bike with my colors on. They're going to look to pull me over. They're going to look to jam me up, okay? That's what happens. And then on top of that, what you have to do to be part of that club, I don't want to be part of that either. I don't want somebody to come to me and say, hey, Ed, we got to go kill Charlie. Well, Charlie never did squat to me, but he's, he's the president of the Pagans. Let's just say Charlie's the president of the Pagans. We got to take him out. You can't go, yeah, I don't think so. I don't want to be part of that. You're part of that. You're part of it. And there's no getting out of it. So I've gravitated, and as you guys know, I've been riding with veterans clubs, a bunch of other veterans that like to ride. I've been riding with them, and I'm probably going to eventually join them. But that is not a 1% club, okay? It's not a 1% club, and it is, a group of guys that are veterans that want to do things. They do a lot of charity work. They do a lot of support for veterans, which I think is important. And so, yeah, that type of thing I want to be involved in, okay? And I love to ride. So like I went on several runs last year, as you guys know. Anybody that's watched the channel knows. I went on, a couple different runs supporting the police because I think that that's important, especially with all the anti-police nonsense that's out there right now. Okay. I find it amazing. People hate the police until they need the police. And then the first one they're doing is they're calling the police. Okay. Yeah. The Hells Angels own you and your bike. Yeah. And if you ever decide to leave, that they take your bike. Nobody's taking my bike. And here's the thing too, with riding, I'm going to ride when I want to ride. I'm not going to be dictated by some club to say, this is a mandatory run that you have to go on. No matter what. I don't care what you're doing. You have to go on this run. I don't want to be, I'm not a follower. I've never been a follower. It's just not in my nature. And so, that's just not me. But again, if it's to support fellow veterans, and like I said, I'm a supporter of the police as well. Obviously, I've made that very clear, so it's not like anything new to anybody. That's I'm going to always support that. So, they have a tough job. I would never want to do their job, deal with the crap that they deal with. I don't know how they do it, to be honest with you. And nowadays, they got to walk around with kick gloves on, which is yeah, Hell's Angels have a lot of rules to live by, right? And for me, Vale, part of riding is the freedom of riding. It's the again, for me, it's a Zen thing. Riding is a Zen thing for me. I don't want to get on my bike, and if I had colors on for whatever club it would be, worry about somebody seeing me in those colors. And well, here's another good example. And actually, this was just brought up to me the other day, and I hadn't even thought about this. Not only do you got to watch out for other clubs that don't like your club, now you got Joe Blow, the local drunk at the local bar, that thinks, oh, you're this club member. I'm going to try to take you out just because you have those colors on. I don't want that. I don't want to deal with that. You know what I mean? I want to ride my bike. If I want to stop in a bar and have a beer when I'm on my bike, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to get back on my bike and I'm going to continue on with my ride and enjoy my ride. Okay. I don't need the headache. I don't want the headache. I don't want to deal with it. So that's why I stay away from that type of stuff. And I like the veteran stuff. It's a good bunch of guys. And so that's kind of where I will probably join their group. But again, it is a club of all veterans, from every branch of the service. And so, looking to support other veterans, other good causes and stuff like that. And I think that that's awesome. So let's do this really quickly because we haven't done it yet. We got to do the egg count. But while we're doing the egg count, I'm going to ask for another thumbs up. We're at 1,400 people in the chat, and we're not even at 700 thumbs up. So let's do that really quickly. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do that, and also give me your egg count guesses as well. Also, thank you for doing that to support the channel. And also, if it really does help with the algorithm, so the more thumbs up we have, interactions, or thumbs down, it really does help. So thank you for that reason as well. And also, the third reason is I like to see a lot of thumbs up, of course. So again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe and make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications. The other thing with that too, again, YouTube will continually unsubscribe people. So make sure you're still subscribed. Make sure your icon is the all button so you get all notifications. Okay, I saw the right number very early and I remembered, so I got to I want to do the right name, give the right credit. EV3 Dale. If you had the same guess as EV3 Dale with 3 eggs, we ended up with 3 eggs today. Yesterday, we actually had 5. So I had 2 days in a row of 4. Then I had the stream, and I think I had 1 or 2 that day. I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it might have been 1. I think it was 1. And then yesterday, I ended up with 5 eggs yesterday, and then today was 3. So, but you know, that's okay. Like I said again, if they lay, great. If they don't, that's okay too. I will be incubating eggs probably pretty soon. I'm thinking, because somebody made a great point. It takes about 6 months. Once you get your baby chicks, it takes about 6 months before they start laying. So if I, let's say in the next month, hatch out some eggs, I'm probably looking at July, August before they would start laying. So that's probably, you know, and then I can keep them. I'll probably keep them in Heather's room in a tote or something for the short term, and then get them out on the other side of the coop when they get a little bit bigger. Give them like 2 weeks on that side, and then in with the flock they go. And that's always the way I like to do it. It gives them a chance to get used to each other. You know, Ed, they want to give us to China. You know, it's like China owns a lot of the United States already. A lot of it. A lot of meat packing plants. I got a hangnail, so hold on. Got clippers, very important. If you don't have clippers for a post-event nail care is very important. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but it really is. Make sure you have plenty of stuff for nail care. But again, it's very warm in here now, so I'm going to have a sip of green tea. It's for JJ. No hot tea tonight. It's not really super cold out. It's just cold enough to be a pain. As I said in an earlier stream, we have an ice storm in progress at the moment. It's supposed to rain all through the night, and it is a nice freezing rain. So I hate to think how thick the layer of ice will be by the morning. But when I was out just before the stream, when I took Hella out just before the stream, it was not fun. It was very, very icy. Hey, Prepper Chris 1. Just a note, indoor seed starting soon. Yeah, well, if you're going to do it indoor, like I said, sunshine, we don't get it up here like that. Once I get really rocking with the greenhouse, I want to plan on starting some seeds in the greenhouse and get them going then. But yes, JJ says, Ed, by the way, you have an ice storm going on. Yes, we do. So it'll be interesting to see. You know, I shot a message to my neighbor and said, listen, don't go anywhere. Stay home. Just literally walking out on the paths, they're completely iced over. It's very, very slippery out. You know, so yeah, it's yeah. Well, you know what? Before the stream ends, I'll bring her over so you guys can see her. But right now she's sleeping, so I want her to sleep. When she's sleeping, she's not peeing in the house, so that's a good thing. She's doing better. Actually, I'll tell you this: the last 3 nights in a row, which has been great. She's woken me up in the middle of the night because she had to go out and poop, which is great because it's better than cleaning that up or waking up and smelling that and then having to get up and clean it. So she's woken me up for that. Hey, Nick, been watching you for about 3 years now. Thanks for what you do. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. And thank you very much for the donation. Yeah, it's been a fun journey, guys. I'll tell you what, it's been absolutely awesome. John says Civil War soon. Okay, so John, let's be realistic with that question. Okay, let's be realistic. Who is the defined enemy? Who is the defined enemy? Every state is going to be infighting within the state. I mean, realistically, you have, you know, And is it going to be left and right? What is it going to be? Where's the defining lines? How do you know who's of what group even? Okay. You know, I have a tendency to be more conservative, but I have some liberal views. So where do I stand in that? Okay. Um, I call myself an independent thinker. I'm not left or right, but some of the craziness that goes on, I don't agree with on either side. The extremism on either side, I don't agree with that. I don't think it's productive for anybody. I believe that, so again, when you say civil war, who are you fighting? Okay. Are you just going to attack the cities because, well, that's where all the liberals are if you're a conservative? But not everybody in that city is a liberal. Angry Prepper is a great example. He's in New York City. He's a firefighter, very conservative individual, right? Good guy. So we should just take out everybody in New York City because, well, it's mostly liberals. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? So again, I don't see a, where the Civil War that we had in this country, the states succeeded. They said, we're going to be the southern states. We're not going to be under the government's thumb anymore. And that's why we're leaving. We want to make our own decisions, right? The people in the North stayed in the Union. And so that's where that whole thing came from. So there was a dividing line. So if you're in this state, that's who you're with. And if you didn't agree with that, you left and went to the other state. Okay, you went, like, if you lived in Virginia and you didn't believe in the Confederacy, you went and moved to Lake Pennsylvania. So now you're part of the Union. That's what happened. There is nothing like that now. In every state that's out there, you have left and right. You have radicals on both sides of the aisle. You have white supremacists. You have the Aryan Nation. You have BLM. You have Antifa. Again, East Tennessee Preparedness. Ed, I love the channel, and one of the main reasons I started prepping in my channel. Thanks for all that you do. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you very much. And I'm glad that you got going and got prepping. I'm going to tell you what, my biggest thing that I feel awesome about is the number of people that have contacted me and said that they got into prepping because of watching my channel and what I'm doing. It's really important to me personally. I want less victims out there. Don't be a victim. So if you're new and you're watching this channel and you've only been watching me for a short term or a short time, don't be a victim. What do I mean by that? Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. Your families are the most important things. If you have children, especially, your children are not thinking like the rest of us do. Anybody that's been around for a while is going to start really, you're going to do more critical thinking. Younger people, they want to party, they want to have a good time, which, hey, you know what? I was there. I was the same way. Okay. So I'm not going to lie and say that, oh, I was never like that. I was absolutely like that. I want to have a good time. I want to party. I want to hang out with my friends. Okay. As you get older and you get responsibility and you have children, it changes your views. It changes your mindset. And it really did for me as well. My children became my number one priority. So all of you out there that have children, do it for your kids. Prep for your children. Don't ever be in that situation where your children come to you and say, Daddy or Mommy, why didn't you prepare for this that just happened? Now I'm starving, and you could have done something about it. Because that's who they're going to look at. They're going to look at you. So don't be victims. Get out there, prepare, be ready, do what you need to do to take care of your families. It's really, really important. Again, even if you do nothing else than get a 2-week supply of food and water, it gives you an advantage over 95% of the people in this country. That's huge. That's huge. If you're a gambler, if you like to gamble, I like those odds, right? Those are great odds. Let's see, 95% of the people are not going to be here, but 5% of us are. I'll take that all day long. And it's really, really important, okay? We need to work together as well. That's important. You cannot do this alone. When the time comes, groups of people that band together, and they will band together, good or bad. You're going to have bad groups of people that are going to band together, and they're going to rob, murder, rape, loot. They're going to do whatever they want to do because there's not going to be any more rule of law, okay? You're going to have to counter that with good groups of people that are willing to do what is necessary to make sure that people are safe and that they're taken care of. You know, and I would rather be in a good group than a bad group. That's just me. Nose picking, Eric Johnson, Ed, do you think that there could be something in the vax? Hold on a second. That causes a mutation in the virus in some people. You know, nothing would surprise me, to be honest with you. Absolutely nothing would surprise me. So I think that's a great question. I do, like I said, and I've been very honest about this. I don't trust it. There's not enough research done on it. They don't know what the side effects are going to be. Could that be part of the mutation? Absolutely, it could be. I can't say for sure, but it would not surprise me at all. It wouldn't surprise me if there was very bad adverse side effects from that as well. So those are some scary stuff as well. Hey, Route Terror, would you rather have unlimited food or unlimited ammo? Well, let's put it like this. I would rather have unlimited food, and I'll tell you why. It's a good question. I'm going to be able to get enough ammo off of the people that I have to take care of. So they're going to bring it to me. Okay. If I have unlimited food, you know, if I have unlimited food, then I'm going to be able to take care of the people that I care about. I'm going to be able to take care of stragglers and that type of stuff. And then when people do come and try to cause us harm, we can collect ammo off of them afterwards. You got to understand. I want you guys to understand something. Okay, so let's want to break something down really, really simply so that you can really understand it. And I'm not trying to talk down to anybody, so please don't take it that way. Okay. If I'm in my compound with my group, and let's say I have 100 people here, and we've fortified everything, and it's all defensive, and we have people on watch and all that type of stuff. Okay. Now, what advantages do we have? We have unlimited food. We're rested. We're getting plenty of sleep because we're on rotation. Everybody's doing their part, right? So we're getting plenty of sleep. We're eating regular meals. We're taking care of medical needs. So if anybody has any medical issues, we're taking care of that. Everybody's good, okay? People are showering on a regular basis. You know, we're making soap or whatever. You know, we're taking care of all of those needs. We have a dentist in the group, you know, we have a doctor, we have nurses, whoever the case may be, we have ex-military. So we're organized. Now, these desperate people out and about that didn't prepare and weren't ready, they're overtired. They're not eating properly. They're starving, okay? They're not thinking rationally. There's rampant sickness running through those groups, okay? Dysentery, people are dying left, right, and center because they don't know what to do. That gives us a huge, huge advantage. Why would you not want to be in that group that is ready, that is organized, that is squared away, that is rested, well fed, the whole 9 yards, as opposed to the starving skeletons that are going to come and try to take it anyway because they don't have any other options and they know you got it, okay? That's what you want. That's what you want, okay? And I think that's really important. If nothing else drives my point home, that should, to be honest with you. Hey, Mountain Kayaker, do you think they will force us to take the vax? I saw that they're trying to put legislation in New York to try to force people to take a vaccination. I don't think that that's going to fly. If you're going to talk about if they try to do something like that, thank you for the question, and thank you for the donation as well. If they try to do something like that, I don't know what that was. That's where the issue is going to be. Okay, that's where you're going to see revolution. Hold on one second, guys. I got to check and see what that was. Don't Panic says, use your unlimited food as barter for more ammo. Yeah, well, you can do that too. Absolutely. Hold on one second. What did you get into? What did you do? I don't know, guys. Sorry. Something got knocked over. I heard something get knocked over, so I had to go and check it out. So I apologize. But yeah, no, there was a Don't Panic just made a great point. Thank you very much for the comment, and thank you for the donation as well. He said, use your unlimited food to barter for more ammo. So there you go. There's another reason why food is always going to be better than ammo. you know, in that situation, because people are going. I have a neighbor. I'm not going to say obviously which one, but I have a neighbor that has divulged to me that he has a large amount of ammunition. I mean, a ton of ammunition. Now, is he talking out of his butt? I don't know. I don't know, but I know he doesn't prep. Okay, I know he doesn't prep. So when that time comes, you don't think that he would say to me, Ed, listen, man, I know you got food. I'll give you XYZ amount of rounds of this. I'll give you this weapon, whatever the case may be, for food, right? Absolutely. They will absolutely. When I did my video and I said 90% of you will go to FEMA camps willingly, lay down your weapons, and here's why. That's one of the reasons why. When people get to that point, they're sick, they're hungry, they're starving, they don't care anymore. They just want to be fed. They want to be taken care of. They want to be able to sleep and not have to worry about somebody attacking them. You know, that's why they would do it. That's your child, again, and I've talked about this too. Your child is sick, and you know if you go to the camp, if you go to FEMA camp, that they can take care of that child and save that child's life. What parent would say, nope, I'm letting my kid die? I don't think there's very many that would do that. Very many would do that at all. Okay, so those are things to think about as well. Guys, we're at 1388 in the chat, and I'm going to ask again. We're at 821 on the thumbs up. So if you have not, shot a thumbs up yet to show support for the channel, I would ask you to please do that, and thank you ahead of time. And large groups of hoarders would be a big concern in a post-event. To a degree, yes. I agree with you to a degree. And why has it got to be hoarders? I don't understand that. Why? Because we thought ahead and we're prepared. We're hoarders. So, but anyway, with saying that, again, the second reason I would like you to shoot me a thumbs up is it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction we have, it's better for the channel. So thank you for that reason as well. Thank you for that. I don't even know. But the more interaction we have, the better it is for the channel. So if you shoot that thumbs up, it really does help. Of course, the third reason is I like to see a lot of thumbs up, and thank you very much. Ed, did you check in on that? Did Biden step down? I have not seen anything like that at this point. I have not seen that. Let me just look really quickly and see if there's any kind of news flash on here. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything coming up on the phone, and that would be something that would be jumping out there if that was the case. So I don't see why that would be. Why he? I haven't seen anything like that, so I can't confirm that. So if anybody's saying that, I don't know. So, but anyway, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please also subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. Herman F said, I'm looking to. Yeah, if you guys can find that out, if that's the case, let me know. I think if they put Biden in office, there's going to be a civil war. There's no doubt in my mind about it, and that's a fact. And you know what? And you can think that, and that's fine. But again, and I said this before, who are you fighting? You're going to fight your neighbors because they think differently than you do? I don't know. I did see this. Now, somebody said Pelosi's house was vandalized. Mountain Kayaker just said that. I did see that. So that one, yes, I can confirm that because that was in the local news that they vandalized her house, which I actually thought was kind of funny. Hey, Tank Ace 653. Thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate. Thank you very much. I have Fox News on. Nothing about that so far, if true. Yeah, I don't think that was true. Like I said, guys, we're going to have to just pay attention to what's going on. You know, again, lots of distractions are happening out there, a ton of distractions. So what we need to do, being smart, pay attention to what's going on. Absolutely pay attention. Continue to get ready. Continue to prep, okay? And again, it's not just beans, Band-Aids, and bullets, okay? It's not just that. It's everything else as well. You know, have alternative lighting, candles. Candles are huge, you know. Have plenty of candles. Learn how to make candles. Get Wix, okay? You know, those type of things. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do to be proactive to help yourselves. Helping yourselves is the most important thing, okay? Yeah, Biden did not step down. I didn't think so. I did not think so. I didn't believe that that was true. Hey, Drago, Miros. Thank you very much for the donation, man. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. But you know, prep for everything. Anything that you can think of that you might need or want. You know, razor blades, deodorant, toothpaste, floss, dental floss. You know, again, something as simple as nail care, being able to trim your toenails and your fingernails. You know, cuticle care. You know, those type of things. Scissors, you know, to be able to you know, trim the beards down, and you know, or you know, like I said, in my case, shave my head. You know, those are different things that, you know, you what I think a lot of people don't get, and this is something that I've thought about from the very beginning of my journey with prepping and everything like that. What my thought process was always this: I always thought, okay, something happens tomorrow. How can I keep things as normal as possible? Now, internet would probably be out, the power would probably be out, but if I can keep things as normal as possible, it's going to keep people calmer. John T. McGill, we are going to get through the transition of a change is just fine. You know what? And again, I agree with you. No matter what way it goes, you know, there's nothing you can really do about it realistically. Okay. Now, if they continue to try to take away our rights and erode things, then absolutely at some point, as Americans, we need to step up and say, yeah, that's not going to happen. Okay. And if you get enough people that step up and say no, it's just like, you know, talking about forced inoculations. I don't see that ever being able to fly. I really, really don't. Because how are you going to force somebody to do something that they don't want to do? It doesn't make any sense. It really, really doesn't. And I think you would have a lot of people that would be the line in the sand. Absolutely. I think that would be the line in the sand. I'm going to tell you right now, that would be one step that would be too much, especially for me, being as trying to be as free and as independent as I possibly can. You are not going to dictate to me what I can and cannot do in that kind of an aspect with my own body and my own health. You're not doing it. Okay. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So, Ed, the narrative is that Nashville Bomber's motive was that he had an issue with 5G and technology and AT&T. Okay. But I'm going to tell you what, I think there's more to it, in my opinion. Again, maybe that's what they put out there, but I think there was more to it. This guy put in a tremendous amount of planning ahead of time. And that's what the thing is, too. If somebody's determined and they want to do something, that's what the ones you got to be concerned about. Budapest business and industries will require vaccines to work, travel, let's see, go into stores, etc. The government won't have to mandate it. Again, and that if businesses did that, you can basically protest that by not going to those stores. Again, I don't see it happen. Yeah, you may have a job, a company that says we're going to mandate the shot. If you have more than half the company say, no, I don't want the shot, they're going to have to change that mandate. Hey, Prepper Days, they're trading water futures on Wall Street. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. What is that about? I'll have to look into that. I didn't hear that, but thank you for that information. And thank you very much for the donation as well. But again, if you have a company and they're going to try to mandate something, if you can get enough of the people that work in that company that say, no, we're not doing it, they're going to either have to fire half the people that work there, or they're going to have to make a change. So that's something that, you know, again, you know, just paying attention, you know, watching what's going on, taking a stand, you know, instead of just constantly going, yeah, okay, 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 you know. And again, a lot of times, and I'm guilty of it myself, and I'm going to give a great example of that. When I was still working, okay, when I was still working and I worked in the nursing homes, They wanted you to get the flu shot. Now, you didn't have to get the flu shot, but if you didn't get the flu shot, then you had to wear a mask. Well, we all know now how pleasant it is to wear a mask, right? It's fantastic. So because I didn't want to wear a mask for 6 months out of the year, I went ahead and got the flu shot, which I cannot stand and I did not want to get. Now, since I retired, I have not got the flu shot since, and I have no intention of ever getting it again. Okay. But again, my mom's called me twice. She knows I'm doing my live stream. And she's right there. She's right there. I'll call her back after we're done. Oh, you got to love them. Mothers are so much fun. So, but anyway, guys, I'm sorry. But yeah, so again, it just be diligent, pay attention, continue to prep, watch what's going on. And at some point, we're going to have to individually or as a group of human beings in this country, at some point, we're going to have to take a stand. And that's going to be up to each one of us individually. And so that's where we're at, to be honest with you. But in the meantime, whatever time that we have in between SHTF and now, continue methodically to prep, continue methodically to get ready. Think of your children, think of your grandchildren. If if your children are grown, plan ahead. Do you think that Pizzagate and Frugal Dip is real? I can't describe what they are here because they're very dark and disturbing. Now, you know what? Okay, the whole Pizzagate thing and stuff like that they have. Thank you for the question. Okay, and it's a really good question. Do I think there's pedophilia running rampant in this country with politicians in Hollywood or elsewhere in this country? People will put themselves in a position, Cub Scout leaders, priests, people in a position to have access to children. Does it happen? Absolutely, it happens all the time, okay? People in power, a lot of times, they get twisted for whatever reason, and there's a lot of twisted people out there. So does this kind of stuff happen? Absolutely, I think it happens. When you have these little kids out in Hollywood and they want to be, with the in crowd and do the in thing and be cool, and if they get groomed, which is what these people do, they groom them, and then the parents. I'm sorry, but my 12 and 13-year-old kid or 10 or 11-year-old kid is not going to a parties with a bunch of adults, and I'm not going to be there. I would be there the whole time. That's me as a parent. These other parents are letting their kids go do that. That's an issue. Yeah, Espen Island, absolutely. That's obviously very true. And a lot of very prominent people went there and did what they did. You know what I mean? Now, if it was an emergency, they would just keep calling. She's called twice. She gets confused a lot of times. She forgets that I'm streaming, and so I'll call her back here in a few minutes. But anyway, I'm going to ask really quickly one more time. Let's see if we can get this up to 1,000 thumbs up before we jump off of here. We're at 935 right now with the thumbs up, and we're at 1387 for the people in the chat. So again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel, and thank you ahead of time. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for that. So thank you for that reason as well. And of course, the third reason is I like to see a lot of thumbs up. Who doesn't, right? Again, yeah, we need an intercom. Exactly. Honey, that's what I should be doing it all the time. But anyway, also, again, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon. So you get all notifications as well. And thank you for doing that. So let's do this really quickly. We are Legion because we are many. We're going to obviously run over a few minutes here, guys. So I'll just go until I'm done. Because we did have to screw up with this earlier part of the stream since this is the second one. But we are Legion. We are many. We are all over the country. We're all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? We have Nowhere, Oklahoma, Franklin County, Ohio. Let's see. Yeah, my left eye is fine. I don't know why. It's weird how sometimes, I think it's just because I'm tired. Franklin, Indiana, Alabama, Indiana, Montreal, Canada, BC, Canada, Black Mountain, North Carolina, Augusta, Georgia. Let's see. Yeah, this is going really fast. New Jersey, Georgia, New Zealand. We have London, Texas, Iowa, South Dakota, South Carolina, Michigan, Maryland, Indiana again, Montana, Colorado, Los Angeles, and California, New Jersey. We have Pennsylvania, Palm Beach, Florida, Nebraska, Massachusetts, Arizona, Kansas, North Carolina, Eugene, Oregon. Let's see. We got Connecticut, Arkansas, Maine, Corpus Christi, Texas, Mississippi, Oregon, Melbourne, Australia, very cool. Finland, very nice. Florida again, Minnesota, Cape Cod, Eastern Tennessee. Let's see, Chicago, New Jersey, Hollywood, Florida, Eastern Indiana, Colorado, Western Kentucky, Alpine, New York, Delaware, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, very nice. Motherland, Persia, very nice. Melbourne, Australia, once again. Gatlin, Pennsylvania. Los Angeles, California. Ulster Park, New York. East Rochester, New York. Alberta, Canada. New York City. Dubuque, Minnesota. Western New York. Rabbit Hole, Tennessee. There you go. Prepper Rabbit. Finger Lakes, New York. Beech Grove, Indiana. We have Idaho, New York City again. North Dakota. Puerto Rico. Very nice. Melbourne, Australia once more, Mohawk, New York, Texas, Michigan, Missouri, West Virginia. So we're all over, guys, all over the country, all over the world. We're a huge network of people. We're a huge family is what we are. Again, if we network and organize together, there would be no stopping us now or in a post-event. Nothing would stop us, okay? If we work together, that's the only way we're going to survive. Okay, that's just where I'm at with that. Again, so man, no, I'm like freaking I'm on fire hot at the moment. I cannot wait to step outside. I want to turn this lamp off because this is killing me. It's too hot. But anyway, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. You guys are fantastic. Thank you for being here stream after stream, ladies and gentlemen, that do that. And we got Spokane, Washington, Amarillo, Texas. I didn't see those ones before. Killen, Alabama. Very nice. Iowa. But again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for keeping the chat clean. I appreciate it. Again, guys, we are all in this together. I don't care what anybody else says. I truly believe that with all of my heart. And I think that we really, truly can make a difference now. And we can make a difference when the time comes if we work together. And that's the key. Okay. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Also, remember STD, step, thing, and day. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that can stop you from reaching those goals is you. Nobody else can stop you. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you guys are going to be just fine, okay? I hope everybody's doing fantastic. I hope everybody has a safe and happy new year. Let's hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. That is the best advice that I can give you, okay? Thank you, everybody, for being in here. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate it. The donations definitely help. Thank you very much for that as well. But I appreciate this interaction. I think it's awesome. And I think it's fantastic that we're able to do that. I can't get to everybody. We have 1,400 people in the stream. It's kind of tough. It goes really, really fast. So anyway, I will see you all later. Have a great night. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now. And yes, I'm going to call Mom.